Hey guys, so I want to talk about this dream that I had last night and kind of tell you what I think it might mean. I have a lot of weird dreams and nightmares. I try not to think about them very much, but when I woke up this morning I was still in that state where you don't know if that dream was real or not. So I was thinking about it, and then I thought about it more and thought about how it applied to my life and things that have been happening. So I kind of want to interpret my own dream. I have no training in this or very much knowledge in it at all, but I'm going to try. So first I'm going to tell you what the dream was. So there is a group of people going on this kind of rickety old bus, and we have a tour guide, and we're going on a field trip of sorts to an abandoned mental hospital. So it's way out in the country somewhere, and we get there and it's I would call them halls. Two giant buildings on either side of a walkway that's just dirt. It isn't cement, there's just this dirt walkway in the middle. The buildings are very well made and fancy, you could call them, though they're kind of dilapidated. And so we get there, and there are a few trees, but we start walking into this establishment and look to the right, and there's this warning. This is kind of a graphic and bloody and gross dream. I forget that some people don't actually experience nightmares like I do, so I'm just going to warn you if gore bothers you. I'm obviously not going to be showing it because I can't take the pictures out of my head and show you, but I'm going to be describing a lot of death and blood and gore. So, continuing. We're walking past this tree, and I see the body of a young girl twisted around a bush at the base of a big old dead tree. The tree is dead but standing, and her stomach she's sliced in half, and I can't see her face because her hair has fallen over her face, and she's twisted all the way around so her spine has been cracked. And she's draped over this bush. So we mentioned this to our guide, and she says something about not worrying about it because this kind of thing happens all the time here. So we keep going, and at this point we look over to the hall on the left, and there is movement. And around this time we realize that this is still an operational place. About this time in the dream, I become aware of this presence. It's another person, just a benevolent sort of presence in this dream. I don't know who it was, and I don't remember what she looked like. I just remember it being a girl that I felt very protective of, and it'll make more sense later on. Actually, it makes no sense, but I'm gonna keep going anyways. So we go into this hall, and I look through a doorway in the middle of this tour and see a girl being tortured to death in a room. At this point, I realized that the common denominator between all of us that went on this field trip is we all have some sort of mental illness, and they have brought us to this place because it is a place where they bring people with mental illnesses to kill them. And you all know that's a very personal subject with me, so that was a little scary, just a little. Anyways, so we keep going, and we tour this place, and then we end up in this room, and one by one our party just keeps disappearing, and then I realize that they're taking us out one by one and killing us. And I hear the screams of my friends in this tour as they are dying, and I'm not supposed to hear them. And so I know that we need to get out of there, and I need to bring this girl that I don't know who she is. I need to save her and to get out of there as soon as possible, but they're killing us so quickly that if I let on that I know that they're going to kill us, they'll just kill us right there. So we're brought into this room with a Nerf gun, and at this point we are the only two left with our guide. And the Nerf gun, if we shoot it, just a second. So my cat likes to scare me when I'm home alone and talking about murder by scratching at doors and making weird noises outside of my door. Sorry about the interruption. So anyways, this Nerf gun. The Nerf gun it's one of the machine gun types with little bullets, and if you shoot it, it sprays chloroform into your face and then you pass out. And so this is how they're intending on taking me out. I don't know about the other girl with me. I don't know what was going to happen to her. But I realize at this point that now is when I need to take action. And so when you shoot the gun, it would spray directly into your face. So I take it at our guide and turn it away from me into her face and spray it into her face. And she passes out. Each bullet was loaded with chloroform. So I go to this doctor who has been killing the people off one by one. I think they were all girls, honestly. I don't know for sure. And I spray one into his face and I realize that it has no effect on him. He just gets angry and realizes that I know what's happening. So I grab the girl who I feel protective of, and we run out of this, I think we're on like the 3rd floor, so we're running downstairs, and this part is a little blurry in my head. I don't remember it exactly. And so we get outside, and there's a golf cart. It's like a weird seat. It doesn't have a top. It's just like a seat. And I don't know how to drive it. The girl with me doesn't know how to drive it. This doctor is chasing us and kind of laughing at us because he thinks that we can't get away. And he was going to be driving something else. I don't remember what he was driving. But he says he's mockingly we're like, who's gonna drive it? And he's like, yeah, who's gonna drive it? So he lets us get ahead enough that I can get into the driver's seat and find the gas pedal, and I try to drive away from him, but he's in another vehicle that's much faster. So somehow we get away, like through the woods or something. I don't know how we got away, but we did. And so we end up somewhere else, like in a house. And this guy ends up showing up. And somehow I kill him. He's just dead. So we continue on our way because we didn't know where to go and we're in the middle of the country. And so we stop at a diner. And somebody comes in. And at this point I start noticing colors on people. Like, I don't remember what the colors were until the end, but I could identify this person by color, and I knew that they were after us because of color, and I don't exactly know how that works, but it did. So they come up and talk to me, and I realize that it's the doctor that I just killed, and they just have a different form now. So I kill them again, and this time it was much more graphic and violent because I had, I forget, I think I like bludgeoned them to death with a rock in a diner. I don't know. So this girl I grab and we go and we're back on the road. I get a car somehow. And it's not a very good car, but it's a car nonetheless. And we keep going until we stop at somebody's house. And in this house, the person comes back, this doctor comes back, and the color is purple this time. And the only way for me to get away from them this time is with a knife. So I, kind of like the girl in the beginning of the dream, I end up stabbing and completely gutting this person. I don't remember the gender at the time because the gender changed a lot. And I sit there and watch them die to make sure that they're dead so they can't follow us anymore. But then I see them start to become this new form and to come after us again. And there's some part of me that keeps hoping that eventually this form will be good and that it won't be after me. And I'm wrong every time, and every time this happens, they turn into another color and another person after me trying to kill me. And eventually I think that I've escaped because we haven't seen them in hours, and I am at home at this point, and I'm there with this girl, and we're hiding, and we're not okay, but we think we're safe. And then somebody comes in the driveway, and I talk to my mom, and she says something about them, and I ask if they were yellow, because they had like yellow coming from their eyes, and this was how I knew that it was the person that was after us. And this time each form of the person would be more conniving and more manipulative, and this time I kill them, and I just keep killing them again and again because I can't get away from them, so I have to keep killing them to keep her safe, this girl safe. And the only way to keep her safe is to keep killing them and having them regenerate, because they can't kill us immediately. So eventually we get to this regeneration, the yellow regeneration. I just call it regeneration because I don't have a better word for it. And it's a she, and I don't know why I had another yellow regeneration, but apparently I did. And she was very convincing that we shouldn't kill her, that she came across as empathetic and kind and nice and caring, and for some reason I trusted her and gave her a chance. And at this point she gets up. We were in my front yard, and I had just killed the form before her, and she gets up and like she acts like my friend, but then she finally just kills me, and I don't know how she kills me or what happened exactly, and I don't know what happens to the girl, but that's the end. And I woke up. That's when I woke up this morning, was when I died in this dream. So I'm gonna go on to the analysis part. So for the part about the little girl, actually I think she was about my age. She was just small or something, so I call her a little girl. But that, I think, speaks to this very deep nurturing and protective sense that I have. And it's towards all females. Even if the female is hurtful towards me, I have this very overwhelming desire to protect other females. It doesn't happen with males, but females definitely. So I think that she was kind of this, hang on, I'm gonna pause this video until I can think of the word. I guess you could call her an embodiment of this part of myself. Now the next part, where we're going into this mental institution. I don't really know what that would stand for, but as somebody who deals with mental illness and sees people around me with mental illness, I know a lot of times we do feel kind of attacked, and I really wish my cat would stop scratching on my door because she won't come in when I open the door. Shh! Pretty! Hush! Thank you. Good girl. So there's that part, and then the doctor that comes across at first as nurturing, but then ends up being the person that comes after me. I have, especially recently, but just throughout my past, people have been oddly just kind of cruel. Everybody has their stories of people being mean or betraying trust, but after talking to multiple people about it and therapists, apparently I have more experience with this than other people. So there's this part of me that would be open and trusting of this authority figure who I'm depending on to protect me, and then this authority figure betrays me. And so we keep going to the regeneration part, and I've realized that I have begun to see a lot of people as the same person because they may have a different face and they may act a different way, but it gets harder and harder and harder to reach me because my walls get thicker and thicker every time that somebody hurts me. So every time somebody gets close to me, they're more conniving, more appealing as a human being in some way, and so they get a little bit deeper into who I am, and it hurts a little bit more to be betrayed by them, and they have to be more skilled every time. So I think this is kind of what the regenerations mean. And so in the end, there's, especially recently in the last semester at school and the people that I've met, I've gotten hurt a lot by people. But every time I try to not stereotype people and not put people all in the same category and say they're all horrible and out to get me. And so as I have trust issues, I still try to open up to people and to trust people. But the problem is every time they betray that trust. And so at the end, when this yellow girl that I'm about to kill, when she, I think that she's the one that kills me because she is the one that fully reaches my empathetic side. And when she betrays me, it's kind of a last straw and a symbolic death of a part of myself. Because when you are betrayed by somebody, it does feel like a certain part of you is dying. So I don't really know why I did this dream analysis thing, but I know that a lot of us deal with nightmares, and maybe we need to look inside of ourselves. So a lot of times nightmares don't have any meaning at all, but maybe they do, and I'm going to try to think about mine a little more and what they mean. And so thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, please comment below, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.